All right. So today for Moon Monday, we talking about transparency. Why is this so important? Because transparency is pretty much just telling the truth. Honestly, is letting your intentions be known up front. I don't understand how this could ever be considered a bad thing. The first thing about being transparent causes you to be authentic because you are stating what it is you're feeling, what it is you're thinking, and what it is you want. So you're going to be true to you and what it is that your desires are telling you to go get. You feel me? And once you start to be authentic, people can trust that this person is who they say that they are because you've never tried to hide, you've never tried to sugarcoat, you've never embellished. You just said it as it was. If I only had $25 to make an excuse for why I couldn't come, you feel me? It's like, I'm not gonna say I can't come because I got X, Y, and Z to do. And then someone asked me about, oh, did you ever get that project finished? And I gotta remember what the project was because I lied about having a project to save me from being embarrassed. Even if you say, oh, even then, this is another way to be transparent. Dang, dog, you know what? I don't even remember what I was talking about that day. Honestly, I just couldn't come because I couldn't afford it. Like, it makes you have to think way less because you're just saying what is actually going on and being transparent. And then it also encourages growth and accountability because if you can honestly and plainly state where you are, then you're able to look at where you want to go honestly and what type of work needs to be done. If I'm an athlete, right, or if I'm aspiring to be an athlete, I want to run a marathon, right, and I keep saying, all right, bet I didn't run a full 3 miles yesterday, it's fine. And then someone asked me, oh, how's the training going? And I say it's going great. And this is someone else who's also training for a marathon, but they actually are training regularly. If I tell them that it's going great, they're going to say, oh, wow, all right, cool, that's good. But then if I tell them, I've been struggling a little bit, they might give me some tips, some tools. They may even offer to work out with me. So now I have a partner to do it with. But if I lied about doing good, that person's going to assume I'm doing good. And that's the end of that. Where if I say I'm struggling a little bit, they might check in and make sure I'm doing it. Give me a little extra motivation. Give me tips for what keeps them motivated. All right. Be transparent with where you are. If you showed up to your doctor and even with that, if you showed up to your doctor and he was trying to figure out what hurt, where the pain was, how much pain it was, and you were sugarcoating it or downplaying it, he's not going to be able to give you the help that you need. He's not going to know how to treat your ailment. If you come in and say, oh, I'm feeling fine, and your stomach been hurting for the last week, you got a pain in the middle of your back and you can't breathe right, but you don't want to have to pay for the medicine, or you're worried that they're telling, like, if you lie about the situation for whatever reason, you're not going to get the help that you need from the doctor. Well, honestly, if you just think about everything in life that way, as when it comes to personal relationships, if I know what I want in my life, if I'm being honest, as opposed to always being around somebody, haha, kiki, laughing, oh yeah, we'll hang out later, and we never do, or yeah, I'll hit you back later, or all these things about wanting to build a friendship but not having time. And I know at the heart of me, this person really annoys me and I don't want to be their friend. But every time I see them, I act like I'm a good person and they're their friend. Why do that? Because now you're hurting somebody's feelings because they're looking for or expecting something out of you because you acted like you were willing to give it. And now you're annoyed every time they try to connect or contact you. When from the very beginning, you could have just kept it 100 and never acted interested in their life. But now you put a burden on both of you. The burden on you of being annoyed by them reaching out, and the disappointment in them for expecting something out of a person who was never willing to give it. And the same with our actual dating relationships. If we were transparent not only with the other person, but with ourselves, and really looked at what was in front of us, we would save our own time. If we looked at the person and said, this isn't what I want out of a relationship, or this isn't the type of person I want to date, or this isn't the type of person I want to marry, so I'm going to end it, as opposed to, I can't really see this going very far, but I'm going to entertain it anyway. You're doing yourself a disservice if you say, well, Maybe it could get better, or I don't know them enough. Maybe I've only seen one side of them. You're sugarcoating the truth to yourself for whatever reason. You might, for dudes, sometimes they just don't want to hurt the girl's feelings and be like, yeah, I don't really rock with you that way. Other times it's because most of the time, in my opinion, people fail to be transparent because of fear. They're afraid of what the outcome is going to be. When it comes to sales, if I'm a salesman and I know that the price is this much, the entry price is $20, but then it's going to be $500 after you get the equipment. I'm going to lean so heavy into the fact that it's only $20 so I can get the sale. That means I get the yes. But then on the backlash of that, I might get the sale and you might end up paying the $500, but you're disappointed that it cost so much and you didn't know. So you're mad at me and you're mad at the product, where I could have possibly sold you the same product, let you know it was going to be that cost, and you would have done what was necessary in order to be able to afford it when the time came. And even if you still weren't able to afford it, you already knew. So you got to make the decision off of full information. Like, being transparent just saves so much backlash and so much conversation later on, because both people are already agreeing. Which leads me to what I was about to say. Most of the time when someone's not being transparent, it's because they know that whatever it is they're selling, you're not going to buy it if they didn't lie or embellish it. That's, in my opinion, 80% of the reason why people aren't transparent or they lie, because they don't want to not be the choice. Either that or they're afraid of the truth. Like, those are the only two reasons. Like with the athlete analogy and trying to run a mile. I'm embarrassed by the fact that I haven't been doing it. So in order to protect my ego, I'm going to lie about it. Why? Because it doesn't benefit you in the long run. You're still going to be poopy when it comes time to do the mile if you never put the work in. So you might as well tell the truth about it, because we're all going to be able to see anyway. And it's like, when it comes down to people's lives, your life is literally a representation of the things that you do or don't do. If I see somebody who has abs or six pack, I'm going to assume one of a couple of things. Either they eat well, they work out regularly, or they did something and were disciplined in order to get that. You feel me? If I see somebody with a broken ankle, it's safe to assume they did something active that caused them to fracture, break, or twist or tear their ankle. I doubt very highly that the person who was sitting on the couch broke their ankle sitting on the couch. You feel me? So you might as well just tell the truth up front, because in the long run, it's going to be exposed. Your life's efforts are going to come to fruition in the way that you live, the things that you do every day, the things that you talk about, the way that you dress. It's all going to come out anyway. So why lie about it? If I told a girl I made X amount of money and I had made that amount of money, if I told her that I made a certain amount of money and implied it was on a monthly basis, but it's really how much I make a year, I'm going to end up in the long run embarrassing myself when she realizes I don't make that much money. And I was hoping to gain her attention and or attraction. If she finds out that I lied, she's going to be unattracted to the fact I'm a liar and unattracted to the fact that she thought I made a certain amount of money, which is why she liked me. And I don't. You feel me? So when you're honest and you're transparent up front, people can make that decision of whether or not they rock with you without being disappointed once they find out what they thought isn't the case. You'll save yourself in friendships. You won't have fake friends. You'll only be around people who are like-minded, who appreciate you for you and the things that you like. You feel me? If you lie to a group of people and tell them that you like a certain thing and they invite you to do it, say, oh yeah, I love DJs and EDM parties. And now once a month, twice a month, 3 times a month, you getting invited to events that you don't like. But in order to save face and not look like a fraud, you keep saying you like these things. You're doing yourself a disservice. You're wasting your time and your money to fit in with a group of people who aren't your people, dog. Like, why do that? Like, if you know you don't like to longboard, why tell people you longboard and then be expected to go buy a longboard? That's a waste of your money. Unless you truly do want to learn these things and you're lying about it because you haven't been interested. But if you know that you don't do these things or you don't want to do these things, why act like you want to do them to win over the favor of a group of people? Oh, I promise you, the more you can practice just letting things be what they are, you start to become more content with who you are, where you are, and what you have. If you honestly are transparent with yourself, you can easily just be like, I don't like where I am in my life, and I wish I had more. Now that you acknowledge that, you can ask yourself different questions like, well, how do I get to where I do want to be? Or even better yet, where do I want to be? Because then you allow yourself to open up and explore, to expand. But if you never got honest with yourself and realized you don't like where you are, you would never think about expanding because you'd be too busy lying about the current circumstance. Like, come on, man. Let's just be honest with ourselves. If you're over the age of 18, you should not be lying about your life circumstance because you are able to control it, shape it, and shift it. So if you have to hide it, that's because you're not doing what you know you should be doing. Don't run away from that. Lean into it so you have a reason to adjust it. I'm off here. I hope this was edifying. I hope somebody took something away from this. Go ahead, like, comment, share, subscribe, tap in for the next one. We here every Monday with a little life hack to make your life better. Let's get it.